And a very good evening to everybody who has joined us this evening for our assembly. And as is traditional, each time we start the assembly, may the Lord be with you, and of course with our spirits. And so welcome. The clock tower is just chiming, and so it's time to commence another assembly. And to all of those who are joining us locally, really great to have you with us in the flesh. And of course, for those of you who are joining us from all over the place, it really is good to have you joining us on this one occasion where the entire Andrian community can join each week to celebrate together the Andrian spirit. And so we begin our assembly with a reading, and we have Matthew Schaefer to do that with us this evening. Matthew.
Thanks, Drew. Tonight's reading is taken from Psalm chapter 121, verses 1 to 8. I lift up my eyes to the hills. Where does my help come from? My help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. He will not let your foot slip. He who watches over you will not slumber. Indeed, he who watches over Israel will neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord watches over you. The Lord is your shade at your right hand. The sun will not harm you by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord will keep you from all harm. He will watch over your life. The Lord will watch over your coming and going, both now and forevermore. Hear the word of the Lord.
Thanks be to God. And so welcome to all of you who are joining us this evening. You join us on the most beautiful winter's evening, and we have gathered together. We've now completed our week of grade 11s and 10s having a job. Well, they joined us at the beginning of this week, and the school is running well. And it's, as I reflect in my newsletter at the end of this week, it is so good to have human feeling back in these old buildings. And so as we begin this evening, I've asked Tabo, he's going to talk about the sort of coming back to school. But before we do so, just a moment to draw us all together and to reflect and really just to commend these difficult times to the Lord, that we can pray for God's guidance and God's wisdom and God's hand over all of us, those of us who are here and those of us who are scattered still because of the very strange circumstances that we deal with. So in a moment of prayer, if we could just commend our school and ourselves to God. If you could just bow your heads. Loving Lord, we commend our beloved St. Andrew's College to you. We commend South Africa to you. We commend the world. We commend those of you who are far away from here. We commend those who are here with us tonight. We ask, Lord, for your blessing over this community. We ask, Lord, for your blessing over all of us as individuals, that you may keep us safe and healthy, and at some point, Lord, you will bring us all back together again. But Lord, as we sit here tonight, we just pray your blessings. We know that we are blessed because you have looked after us so well over generations and generations, and we know that you will bless us still. We ask, Lord, for you to be with us, for you to give us wisdom in everything that we do. And we ask, Lord, just that you may give us your peace, your calm, your wisdom, and your insight, that all that we may do may be to your honor and to your glory, and ultimately to the benefit of St. Andrew's College. We ask this, Lord, in your holy name. Amen. And so from here, we have the opportunity to talk about this extraordinary couple of, this week and a half since we've had boys back on campus. And Tabo is with us, and we've asked Tabo to just talk about some of his experiences and some of the goings on campus as we've journeyed this uncharted journey of being back to school under COVID conditions. Thank you so much, Tabo.
At the end of the last term, when we got sent back home, I expected it to be a 1, maybe 2 week thing. And so initially I was okay with the idea of going back home. In fact, I was very happy about it. But then 3, 4, 5 weeks went past and I started to miss it. I missed being with my friends, having long conversations in the dining hall after dinner. I missed being in the house. And over time, I began to miss things that I never thought I would, like the teachers and being in an actual classroom. And so these are the reasons why, when the school told us we'd come back on the 7th, I started packing immediately. Myself and other matrics have been back for over a week now, and obviously it hasn't all been positive. Like, we have to wear masks everywhere, in our houses, in the classroom, and the dining hall has been split up, so only 3 people can sit at a desk at a time, at a table at a time. But the negatives do get outshined by the positives. We get to go to an actual classroom again, see the teachers again, and we get an extra hour of sleep in the morning, and the academic timetable is very well set up. But most importantly, on the top of that list, I get to see my friends again. Finally, my mom and dad aren't the people I have to see every day. A number of good things came out of the past week, one of them being the K-Day run and cycle. And when I first heard about this idea, I thought to myself, this has to be optional. And if it is, there's no way I'm doing it. It was not optional, and I, being myself, wasn't happy about that. But then Saturday came, and it was time to go for a run. And it turned out to be exactly what I needed, to go outside and get some exercise, and I really enjoyed it, and I'm sure the other matrics felt the same way. The first week of school has been good, and I hope to see everyone back soon. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tabo. And this evening we have the opportunity to recognize a few boys who have achieved bronze and gold in the President's Award. And so each time we do this, we read out the criteria. But this evening we've asked Mrs. Mandy Lads to join us and just to give us the background as to what we're trying to achieve with the President's Award. And really, of course, to encourage everybody to get as involved with this award as possible. Thank you, Mrs. Lads.
Good evening. Thank you, Mr. Thompson. Good evening, staff, parents, and boys. The President's Award is associated with the Duke of Edinburgh's International Award. It is an internationally recognized program which helps to build valuable soft skills, and it keeps the youth in touch with their local community. It offers young people between the ages of 14 to 24 the opportunity to develop their character, their purpose, and to determine their future. With it being affiliated with the Duke of Edinburgh's International Award, it is the world's leading youth achievement award. The program started in the UK in 1956, where it is known as the Duke of Edinburgh's International Award, and it was introduced in South Africa in 1983 by Nelson Mandela as the first patron-in-chief, and was called the President's Award in South Africa. We encourage all our boys to complete the award program, as it is a great way for them to develop new skills and broaden their career prospects while having fun. They develop many behaviors and attitudes, as the award is all about going the extra mile by gaining new skills, pushing yourself physically, helping others, and also exploring new territories. It is impossible for me to list all the benefits of the award here, but based on feedback from the boys after completing the award, it is a rewarding, life-changing program and will set you on a path towards a meaningful and prosperous future. The award is comprised of 3 levels: bronze, silver, and gold, and each level is aimed at different age groups with increasing requirements through each level. The grade 8s enroll for bronze at 14 years old, the grade 9s can then enroll for silver, and then at the age of 16, the grade 10s can sign up for the gold program. Each level has 4 sections with certain requirements needed, namely sport, skill, adventurous journey, and service. For gold, there's a 5th requirement, the residential project. The aim of the service component is for the participant to gain an understanding and the value of providing a service to others and their broader community. The adventurous journey encourages the spirit of adventure while completing a journey within a group. The physical recreation encourages sport participation with the aim of improving their health and fitness. The skill component encourages development of the personal interests, creativity, or practical skills. And the gold standard, the residential project, is included, and the aim there is to broaden the experience with others unknown to them in a residential setting away from home for a minimum of 5 nights. On completion, the participants will receive a certificate with their name and level completed, signed by our current South African President, Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa, and the Duke of Edinburgh, Prince Philip. St. Andrew's College was the first school in South Africa to adopt the program, and therefore we enroll all our grade 8s on the bronze level, and encourage them to work through the award program throughout their time at college. The boys work through each level at their own pace and initiative. It is a most rewarding and wonderful opportunity and challenge for all our boys. I've seen the boys that enroll in the award program gain so much independence and growth from all the areas that they have had to fulfill, such as self-confidence, humility from helping others, compassion, and endurance for the hikes and sport component. I enjoy seeing the boys grow through the award program as they move from the bronze to gold level. Working through the various challenges is part of the ethos at college, and the President's Award is proof of their success. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Lads. And we really do encourage every boy to engage with this program. Certainly everything you have is there for you to get a gold as you progress your way through college. And this evening we really are proud to be able to announce that the following boys have achieved the bronze standard in the President's Award, which is, of course, as we've heard, affiliated to the Duke of Edinburgh's Award internationally. So we congratulate St. John Broad, Robbie Schoen, and Callum Stokes for achieving the bronze standard of the President's Award. Congratulations to them. And then this evening we are able to award a gold President's Award to Hayden John. Hayden has achieved the gold standard. He has completed 72 hours of community service, which included first aid at the various school sports fixtures. It included student-to-student tutoring, coaching for conservation, and he was involved with helping the Nobalelo refurbish their school library. In terms of his sporting achievements, Hayden his commitment was swimming, and he's been a member of the college swimming team for the past 5 years. And of course, he has also achieved his swimming colours. The grade 10 John Jones Fish River Journey qualified as his adventurous component of the award. And in terms of his skill, Hayden learned to play the bagpipes. He's been a committed piper over the past 4 years and a member of the college pipe band during the past 3 years. His residential component was his involvement in the organization and planning of an international round square conference hosted by college. Hayden was a group leader and a conference facilitator and gained valuable experience from his adventure. So well done to Hayden on achieving your gold standard of the President's Award. Congratulations. And of course that report from Mrs. Lads. And of course it's been a busy week in terms of the Interhouse Fitness Challenge. We've now completed 3 Interhouse Fitness Challenges within the past, with the past one being the 1 minute maximum push-up challenge. As is evident, Upper House has been dominant both in terms of participation and in performance, but this last challenge saw the other houses making up some ground in terms of their own performance. The challenge for this week is the 2 minute maximum squats challenge, and of course all boys are encouraged to participate. The results for the past week saw Armstrong on top, with Upper and Merriman in tie second, while the overall results see Upper holding on to the first place, with Graham and Armstrong tie second, Merriman in fourth, Mullins in fifth, and Espen in sixth place. And so week 3 sees, in terms of participation, in first place Upper with a really commendable 82%, followed by Armstrong, Mullins, Merriman, Graham, and Espen. The average score, which includes the top 5 in each grade, has in first place Armstrong, followed by Merriman, Espen, Graham, Upper, and Mullins. So overall in week 3, we have in first place Armstrong with 11 points, in joint second, Upper and Merriman with 8 points each, and in fourth place with 5 points each, Mullins, Graham, and Espen, which brings us, after the total of the 3 events, we have Upper in first place on 32 points, Graham and Armstrong behind on 24 points apiece, Merriman in fourth place with 18.5 points, Mullins 1/2 a point behind on 18 points, and Espen on sixth place with 9.5 points. And that report there by Mr. Pete Andrew. And what a weekend it was destined to be, that most exciting weekends of all, K-Day weekend, where we rush from event to event. We start with music and debating, and we have the various hockey games going on, and the crazy noise of the well, last year it was the crazy noise in the indoor arena at Kingswood with the girls netball supporting DSG, and then the big day dawns and all the events that happen on the Saturday, culminating with the rugby on the Saturday afternoon. And of course, this year was one of those funny years where that was not going to be happening, but we did feel it appropriate to bring together all the 4 schools that would be part of that incredible weekend, and to unite as our 4 schools and to celebrate K-Day. And of course, look forward to what will come in K-Days ahead. I did say to Mr. Andrew that all this united stuff was nice, but I wanted something that college could win, but still beautiful that we could all participate and be part of this incredible challenge together in a non-competitive sort of way. Quite refreshing, actually. So with K-Day 2020, as we know it, having to be cancelled due to the coronavirus, it was decided that we could do something which celebrated the uniqueness of the incredible relationship that exists between our schools. Boys and girls, staff and parents from all 6 of our schools took part in a joint run, or a walk, or a ride on Saturday. Just over 1,000 people took part and were able to accumulate some 12,500 kilometers, taking us all the way up to the Arctic Circle, having achieved our first goal, which was to travel from Cape Town to Cairo. Submissions were sent in from all over Africa and, in fact, from around the world. Here on campus, the matric boys who had returned, along with some staff and their families, headed for Mountain Drive for a ride or a run. They did laps around Lower or ran 2 of the A block in town. There was a good vibe evident, and the cool conditions made getting out and exercising an absolute pleasure. So thank you to all who participated. It was great to be part of the bigger cause, and we hope that some of the spirit of K-Day prevailed wherever you were. So thank you to everybody who took part in that. And so that brings us to the end of another week. It really has been good sharing some of the events with you. We look forward to the school filling up forwards again as we move into this weekend. Safe travels to those of you who are traveling down to be with us. And may God bless us all as we navigate these difficult times. And may God bless the collective of us that is St. Andrew's College. We play out with Julius Rocha tonight, who's playing Hungarian dance.